Okay, so this is my cat makeup tutorial for Halloween. It only takes a few products and I have it with women on the go in mind. So you can take your basic makeup and turn it into a Halloween makeup very quickly. This is technically Leopard because it has the rosettes, which are those little spots all around my eye, and I'm going to show you how to get it today. So this is a beauty blender. My friend Amy got me hooked on a $20 sponge. Yep. Thanks, Amy. So I actually really like it because stamping my makeup on instead of spreading it around keeps the red in my skin from showing through the areas where I've wiped it away. Now I'm just going in and drawing on my eyebrows as per usual with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz in taupe. Okay, so this part is actually very important. I'm basing my eyeshadow with a paint pot. This is going to keep it from creasing and make it transfer resistant. So I just put that all over my eyes and it helps your eyeshadow stay all day. So for this I wanted to use just the Naked palette because I figure a lot of people probably have the Naked palette at home. You're obviously going to have to adjust the colors for your skin tone, but I'm using the matte medium brown and I'm just windshield wipering that in my socket. So now I'm adding what I call a spotlight effect to my eyelid. Think of it kind of like an ombre lip for your eye. So what it does is you use a darker color on the outside edge and a lighter color on the inside edge, and it's kind of like contouring your eyelid even rounder than it is. And once again, I'm using colors from the Naked palette and just kind of mixing and matching until I get the desired effect. Alright, so now I'm going in with the Urban Decay 24/7 black pencil, which is actually a waterproof pencil that dries down, and I have to say I really like this pencil. However, that being said, I don't normally work with pencils, so I ended up having to use a brush to kind of blend it out and get the shape that I want. So once that's done and I've got a good base down, I go in with a felt tip liner or something more concentrated or dark like a liquid liner, and I'm just really deepening that line. This is the Infallible liner from Revlon. Okay, so I wanted to leave this in and show you guys how much trouble I have lining my eyes. One of the best questions that I get all the time is, why can't I do winged eyeliner? And what I tell my clients is that it has so much more to do with your eye shape than it does your makeup abilities. Now, you can see that as my eyes close, the skin kind of collapses on top of itself and forms kind of a wrinkle where the makeup gets wedged in between. So even if I draw a straight line, it ends up looking like a staircase, or as I call it, a serrated edge. So one way to get around this is by using a powder liner and kind of having a soft wing eyeliner instead of a harsh line, because sometimes your eyelid just has a crease right there and there's kind of nothing you can do about it. So yeah. So once I'm happy with my eyeliner, I go on with hefty coats of mascara. And at the very end, I'm using Bioderma to clean up any of the fallout that fell beneath. So now, using the same brush I used to smudge it out on top, I'm going to add a little bit of shadow underneath and just kind of play with it until I get a look that I like. Now I'm using a nail art brush and I'm actually really working it into my lash line. Actually, a little too far in my lash line. So I want to use something waterproof and water resistant like Max Fluid Line. And I'm just really deepening everything up so that it looks smoky but at the same time still saturated. Once you're happy with your eyeliner, now we're going to go in and conceal. So I love using a fluffy brush for my concealer because I think it deposits the color really well while fanning it out and making it look airbrushed. It tends to deposit a lot less color, and if you find that your eyeshadow gets on it, just wipe it on your sleeve. No, I'm kidding. I would never do that with a client, but that's what I do when I'm at home. My pants all have makeup on them. So yeah, once that's done, I'm just blending it together with a beauty blender, making sure that I haven't messed up my makeup too much when putting on my eyeshadow, and then I go in and I contour. So I'm not crazy about telling you guys the colors that I use because they're going to be different for you. My skin's a different color, so yeah. But I'm just using, I think, Kevin Aucoin's contour color or something in my MAC palette. But honestly, it changes every day. I'm going for something a little more on the cool side, and then I'm adding a pinker blush. Now lately I've been really into cream blush, and you notice that I'm stamping it on because I don't want to wipe away the makeup beneath and make the rosiness in my cheeks come out underneath, if that makes sense. I've gone a little too far. So now I've got to clean it up. So I'm going in with a color from Mimi Box called Shy Marsala from the Makeup by Yvonne collection. I actually really like it. You can use it on your cheeks or your lips. So now for the rosettes. What I'm doing is I'm just grabbing a firm brush and using the medium brown in the Naked palette and kind of stamping that all around my face. You notice I'm not really like swishing it, I'm just kind of pressing it into the skin. And don't worry too much about how it looks. Yes, I could have taken time and perfected it, but I wanted to make this really accessible. I wanted you to know that you can make it look great at home. All right, so now we're going in with the 24/7 pencil again. You can totally go in with the gel liner, and honestly, I probably would go in with the gel liner, but once again, I wanted to make this super accessible, and I wanted it to be stuff that you had at home, not all the makeup artisty stuff that I have at my house. So yeah, I'm just kind of framing those and making it shorter on one side, longer on another, and kind of mixing it around, and you can see that even if you do it just really quickly, it ends up looking good. And I got black on my nose. Which brings me to my next part. So now I'm going to be now I'm going to be coloring in my nose like a cat nose. This is where I actually start to kind of lose it because I have a very sizable nose, and when I put the black on, I'm like, there's so much black on my nose. This looks absolutely ridiculous. Like, seriously, like how much paint can a person have? Jeez. So anyways, I've been filming this video for like an hour at this point. Things are getting weird and I'm getting goofy. So that's what's happening. So you want to just put it on the tip of your nose, not too high up. Once you're done, you're going to draw it right down the, I don't know what that's called. There's a name for it though. It's the inside the Cupid's bow area. And just follow that line all the way down to your lip and then draw a little mustache on. So I'm kind of like Joker lipping my upper lip out. So I'm not just framing it on the top lip, I'm extending it a little bit past the top lip. If that makes sense. Yes. And I also don't want to bring the black too far down because what happens is when I close my lips, the black is going to stamp the lower lip, which is why I didn't want to put a ton of lipstick on or a ton of gloss on. And it's also why I'm using black track to do this whole thing. But it's totally up to you how you want to do this. You can do it with a black lip. You can not do it with a black lip. Yeah. The other thing is you want to make sure you get all up in your nostrils, especially if you're like me and you're 6 feet tall. People are going to see in there. So you're going to have black boogers for a few days. That's part of this. That's me going, I feel good about that. So I also tried this with a black lip, which I didn't like as much, but I do think that it reads really well from far away. So this is the light lip, which I think looks a little more feline. But if you're having conversations, it also looks a little more like a mustache. So you choose. It's totally up to you what you do. I think this is a lot of fun. I was having a good time. Things were getting wacky. You can see I have black inside my nose, and yeah, this is kind of in honor of my friends who are moms. I did this with you in mind. So I love you guys, and this is hopefully something quick and easy you can do when you go trick-or-treating with your kids. So thanks for watching, and mad love to all my moms out there. Bye!